Good morning, children. Today we will study orbital wave functions, probability distribution, and shapes of orbitals. You already know that the electrons behave like a wave. So we have to study about the orbital wave function, that is for orbital, and the probability distribution, that is the distribution of electron cloud and shapes of different orbitals. In order to understand the distribution of electrons in a given volume of a space about the nucleus, we need to know about the wave functions. An orbital wave function psi can be written as product of two functions, the radial function and the angular function. The radial function is function of distance only, and angular function is function of two angle variables. So then we can write the psi is equal to capital R and A, theta and phi. This, and here the psi is the wave function for the electron wave, and the R is the distance. Thus, the complete wave function represents an orbital in which the radial part, that is RR, is the radial part, depends upon quantum numbers, principal quantum number and azimuthal quantum number, and it tells us about the size of the orbital, where the angular part, that is A, theta and phi, these are the angles, depends upon quantum number L and M, small l for the angular momentum quantum number and small m for the magnetic quantum number, and tells us about the shape of orbital. So I am repeating the function which we are using. The R tells us about the size of the orbital, that, and then the angular part that tells us about the shape of the orbitals. So in this way we can represent the wave function is a product of angular wave function and then the radial wave function. Because of the three variables involved, it is not easy to plot variation of psi with these variables in a single diagram, because three variables are there, so we cannot plot a graph for this, because for the graph we need only two. In order to overcome this difficulty, the distance variation and the angular variation are plotted in separate diagrams. The variation of the radial part of the orbital wave function for 1s and 2s and 2p orbitals are given in the figure. In the 1s, the capital R versus R. For the 2s, then you can see the one curve. But when it is plotted for the B part, the variation of 2s orbital wave function with the distance from the nucleus. So you can see there is one node. Node means where the electron density is minimum, because we cannot say the electron density is 0, because that is the probability. So we can say the minimum is there. It has been observed that, and then the third for the p orbital, that you can say the variation of 2p orbital wave function with the distance from the nucleus. It has been observed that s orbitals are independent of angular wave function, but simply depend on radial part of wave function. This means that they do not have directional dependence. All s orbitals are therefore spherically symmetrical. P and d orbitals, however, depend upon radial as well as angular wave function, which means they show angular dependence. The angular dependence of 1s and 2p orbitals wave functions has been given in the figure. You can see for the 1s there is one sphere The 2s, the big sphere, and for the p orbitals, they are dumbbell shaped, and this is the representation of angular plots of 1s, 2s, and 2p orbitals. In the diagram, you can see the positive and negative signs. These positive and negative signs indicate whether the orbital wave function is positive or negative in a particular region. These signs do not represent the positive or negative charge. That shows the probability of finding an electron in the given region. So you know that is a wave. So wave is having the positive as well as the negative part. So this is the representation of the graphs. The another graph is also there that you can see for the probability density curve for 1s orbital, that is r versus r square for 1s orbital, and then r square versus r for the 2s orbital. Again there is one node, and then for the 2p orbital, that is probability density curve for 2p orbital. The square, now the radial probability density, that is r square. The square of radial wave function r square is the measure of probability of finding the electron in a unit volume around a particular point and is called as probability density. A graph of r square as a function of distance from the nucleus is called radial probability density curve. The radial probability density curves for 1s, 2s, and 2p orbitals are shown in the figure. It may be noted that the probability density is not uniform in an atom. It is more in some region and less in other regions. The probability density of the electron does not become zero even at very large distance from the nucleus. Therefore, it is not possible to draw a boundary which will enclose region of 100% probability. However, for the sake of simplicity of representation, we draw boundary surfaces which enclose the region of maximum probability, say 90%. So, the region of space around the nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is maximum are called as orbitals. So, you can see the diagram for the p orbital, that is boundary surface diagram for s orbital, for p orbital, and for the d orbital. Now we study about the boundary surface diagrams. The shapes of the orbitals can be represented quite accurately with the help of boundary surface diagram. In this representation, a boundary surface is drawn in space for an orbital on which the value of probability density, that is psi square, is constant. This is the representation of the orbital. There are two methods to represent an orbital. The one is boundary surface diagram. The other is chart cloud picture. Normally we use the boundary surface diagrams to represent an orbital, or that is the representation of the probability density, that is psi square. So we have to study about the boundary surface diagrams. A boundary surface which encloses the region of maximum probability, say near about 90%, best describes the shape of the orbital. It is not possible to draw a boundary surface diagram which encloses the region of 100% probability, because probability density has always some value, howsoever small it may be, at any finite distance from the nucleus. The boundary surface diagrams for s orbitals are spherical in shape. The size of the s orbital, however, increases with increase in value of n. If we observe the probability density curve for 2s orbital, we find that the probability density function for 2s orbital decreases to 0, increases to maximum value, and finally approaches 0 with increase in distance from the nucleus. The region where the probability density function reduces to 0 is called nodal surface or a node. In any ns orbital, there are n minus 1 nodes. Thus, 2s orbital has only one node that you have seen in the diagram also. So, the surfaces where the probability density approaches to 0, that is called as the nodal surface or node. The boundary surface diagram of the three 2p orbitals are not spherical. Each p orbital consists of two lobes which are separated by a region of zero probability called node. The three 2p orbitals lie along x, y and z axis respectively and are designated as 2px, 2py and 2pz. The boundary surface diagram of 1s, 2px, 2py and 2pz orbitals are shown in the figure that you will see in the next. So there is the diagrams for the S is 1s is spherically symmetrical and three axes are shown here, x, y and z, but it is spherically symmetrical, so it is having the spherical shape that is just like a ball. Now the p orbitals are having two lobes and when you join them, then there is one nodal surface. Now in the nodal surface, you can see in the 2px, the lobes are in x-axis and then 2py, the lobes are in the y-axis and in pz, the lobes are present in the z-axis. So like s orbitals, p orbitals also increase in size with the increase in value of ns. If you consider the p orbitals of the different energy levels, that is first shell, not first, that is second shell, then third shell, then fourth shell, then it may be 2p, 3p, 4p. So there will be increase in the size. That means the 3p will be bigger in size comparative to 2p orbital. So in this way there is increase in the size of the p orbital with increase in the number of shell. Moreover, higher energy p orbitals have nodal surfaces in addition to the nodal plane. The number of nodal surfaces in any np orbital is n minus 2. Thus, a 2p orbital has no nodal surface, whereas a 3p orbital has one nodal surface. So this is for the p orbital. Now you can see in the diagram. The diagram is here. Now the next for the d orbital. So we'll see the diagram for the d orbital and the description for it. So the 5d orbitals are designated as dxy, dyz and dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. The boundary surface diagrams of 5 3D orbitals are shown in the figure. The shapes of the first 4 d orbitals dxy, dyz, dxz and dx square minus y square are similar to each other. Each of these orbitals has 4 lobes. The fifth d orbital, that is dz square, has different shape. All the 5d orbitals have equal energy. The higher d orbitals also have similar shapes but differ in size and energy. 5d orbitals are having the same energy, so they are called as degenerate orbital. Now each d orbital has two nodal planes or angular nodes. For example, dxy orbital has two nodal planes passing through the origin and bisecting the principal axis. The higher d orbitals have nodal surfaces or radial nodes in addition to the two angular nodes. In any orbital, the total number of nodes is equal to n minus 1. Angular nodes or nodal planes is equal to the angular momentum quantum number L. L and the radial node is equal to n minus L minus 1. This is the extra for the d orbital. So this is about the d orbital. Then you can see the diagram for it. In this diagram you can see the shape of the d orbital. dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. dxy, dyz and dxz are in the same plane. You can see the lobes are there. They are having the similar representation and lobes are in between the axis. And the dx square in dx square minus y square, the lobes are along the axis. In the z square also, the lobes are along the axis.